So it is actually Monday, December 6th, I think. So this is supposed to be my first week of the Reindeer Readathon reading vlog, starting on December 1st and ending on the 7th. But I didn't start vlogging until today because it's finals season at my law school. So last week I had my last classes and I had a project due and a paper due and review sessions. So I had my regular class schedule plus one additional class of a review session for a class. And then I also, like always, have been working. So things are winding down for the rest of December, but I do have 2 finals Wednesday, a take-home final to do sometime this week, and then one final next Tuesday, and then I'm done. So I don't know how exciting these vlogs are going to be. I'm trying to show some things that I'm like doing with my life. I have some presents to wrap, so I'm probably going to do that for one of these vlogs. I think probably I'll do that today, so that'll be in this vlog. But I wanted to update you on what I've been reading. So actually, let me go grab it so I can show it to you. So the book that I've already finished is Breakfast of Champions by Vonnegut. I feel like this is really blown out. I don't know if that's any better. It might just because the lighting in my house is kind of weird. But this follows Kilgore Trout, who apparently features in several of Vonnegut's books. And he is an aging writer who writes like absurd science fiction novels that for some reason, and like short stories, but they only get published in like porn magazines, which I thought was really interesting. And there's a car dealer in the Midwest who thinks that Kilgore Trout is like the best writer of all time. And so he's been invited to speak at this Festival of the Arts type thing as like the keynote speaker. And it's sort of about his journey getting there. It also examines race relations in the United States versus like race relations in the North versus the Midwest versus the South, and how like it specifically pokes fun at the idea that like so if you're not from the US, you might not know this. I don't know how global this part of history is, but the Civil War was between the southern states of the United States and the northern states of the United States. It was over slavery because in the South they had plantations. They wanted to keep free labor, aka African slaves, and not count them towards population, which was a big thing. So we had this thing called 3/5 compromise, which means that every black slave counted as 3/5 of a person. It's a very messy thing that is actually still in the Constitution if you look at it. So yikes, big yikes, big yikes. But this is sort of poking fun at the idea that like Northerners wanted to free the slaves because they didn't really actually, they didn't want them to go to cities in the North. Like racism is throughout the whole country. So I thought that was a really like funny like way to point that out, I guess. But this book is definitely satirical. I really like Vonnegut's writing style, but I have a feeling it's one of those writing styles that you either like or you don't. I much preferred Cat's Cradle to this. Personally, I liked the storyline better, and this was just a little more absurd than I liked. Also, the audiobook is great. So I guess I should say I read this for Rudolph, which is to read a standalone, which it is a standalone, but I think that character is in other books. So I hope that still counts. I didn't know the character was in other books until literally right now when I read the back of this. And some things that the narrator says throughout make sense. And I listened to this as an audiobook, so I used it for the like bonus prompt of Christmas carols, which is to read an audiobook or to listen to an audiobook. I would recommend this via audiobook. Stanley Tucci reads it, which I thought was hilarious. He did a great job. But I gave this 4 stars, I'm pretty sure. Definitely not like my favorite thing by Vonnegut, but a good book. If you like Vonnegut, or you want to get into Vonnegut, I recommend starting with Cat's Cradle. I've not read Slaughterhouse-Five, even though that's the one that I feel like everyone reads and people read it for school. But I've read this and Cat's Cradle. I much prefer Cat's Cradle to this, but I'm looking into reading Slaughterhouse-Five as well, but I want it in the matching edition. So I will be looking for this cover, which shouldn't be hard to find because I think this is like the newest print of them. But that's what I've read so far. I'm also currently listening to We Can Only Save Ourselves by Allison Wisdom, which is like a literary fiction about a girl who she doesn't even really get taken. She leaves her family. She runs away with this man that she meets and sort of joins a cult. It's very Manson family style, where it's like this one 30-something-year-old man who has grown out a beard and is living like a hippie. What I like about it is it's not set in a definitive time period. Like I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be set in the 70s, but it honestly could be modern day. They don't have cell phones, but like other than that, everything about it seems like it could be set in 2021, which is very interesting. But we also follow the perspective of one of the women who lived in the neighborhood of the girl who went She went missing to the neighborhood people, but she really ran away to join this cult. So we get the point of view of Alice, who is the little girl, and then we also get the point of view of, I don't remember the woman's name. I'm listening to this as an audiobook too, which makes it harder for me to recollect names sometimes. But when we see Alice's point of view, it's third person, but when we're in the point of view of this neighbor woman, it's first person, like, and almost second person, because it's like she's talking to Alice and she's also talking to the reader, which is really interesting. This is on my 5-star predictions list, so I'm probably not going to give you an overall review here, which is fine, because I'm doing a check-in with my 5-star predictions at the end of the year, saying, did I like these? Did I give them 5 stars? What's the deal? But that is the other thing that I'm reading right now. I'm also listening to 10th of December, which is a collection of short stories, and both of those I'm also using for the Reindeer Readathon. And all of them I'm listening to as audiobooks because that's really the only way I've been able to read recently. But I've been reading a lot because I've just been listening to audiobooks constantly, but I've not been like sitting down to read a book. So I just wanted to update you. 10th of December by George Saunders is a collection of short stories. So I'm using it for, I think Dasher is the prompt, that's to read a short story. And Alice in Wisdom, I'm using it for the prompt of like read a new author, I think. Because I've never read anything by Alice in Wisdom. So that's what I'm reading. We Can Only Save Ourselves for. But 10th of December, I'm also really liking, and I'm able to listen to it in short bursts because it is short stories. So I'm gonna go get ready for the rest of the day. I do have to work today, but I don't have any classes. So I need to organize my notes for the 2 finals that I have on Wednesday, so I can spend tomorrow sort of reviewing my notes. Both of them are open note open note finals, which is really nice. Ever since COVID, a lot of professors have been letting us do like open note, open book tests, which is interesting. I don't know how helpful it's going to be because obviously the bar is a closed book test, but I guess I'll worry about that when I have to worry about that. I don't know. So I'm going to organize my notes, then I have to go to work, and then I'm going to get back tonight. I think I'm going to cook. I've been in the mood to cook recently, so I'm probably going to cook something. I'm making these like vegan chicken and waffles, so I think I'm gonna make that. I don't know if I'm gonna vlog that, but I might. And that's that. So I'm gonna go, and I'll check in with you when I can. Hello, quick update. I finished We Can Only Save Ourselves by Alice in Wisdom, and I am not going to tell you what I'm giving it because again I'm doing this for my like reading my 5-star predictions thing, which that video actually is probably going to end up going up in January. I didn't realize I had so many things I wanted to put up in December, so it's probably just going to be a part of my like yearly wrap-up series thing that I'm going to do all of January. So if you want to know my ratings on the 5-star prediction books that I've read, check that out. But I also wanted to update you that I have started The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, which is book 1 in the Stormlight Archives. I don't have any idea what it's about. The magic is called Stormlight, I think, and it's shards. I'm literally not even, I've read the prologue. That's like it, which is like 30 pages of this 1,000-page book. So I don't know how that's going to go because I'm pretty sure my ebook is due tomorrow. No, it's due today. And then my physical book, I think, is also due today or tomorrow. So I'm going to have to put it on hold again. So I'm not sure when I'm going to get it. And when I'm going to be able to read that. If all else fails, I can probably go to a bookstore and purchase it, which is also, spoiler alert, what I've had to do with Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman, which is the second book in the Scythe trilogy. My library doesn't have any copies. So I didn't realize this, but I put it on hold as an ebook and I put it on hold as a physical book, and it's like showing 4 holds on 0 copies, which means that they don't have a copy of it. I don't know if that means that somebody took it home and then never returned it, or really why that is. So I did order Thunderhead already, so hopefully that'll be in at some point this month. But, you know, my reading plans might just go out the window. So in lieu of, I didn't realize how long Way of Kings is, first of all. I didn't realize that it was a 1,000-page book. I should have, but I didn't. So I've also started A Court of Mist and Fury, which is the second book in the ACOTAR series. That's the one that my dog picked. So I'm reading that right now. It's really good. I like the ACOTAR books. I liked the first one. I'm enjoying this one as well. Again, I know spoilers about it, so I'm not going to share those here, obviously, but I did want to let you know that I'm reading that. I'm still reading 10th of December. I don't know what else I'm going to update you on this week because I'm ending this vlog today, so I can start next week's vlog tomorrow, and I have to study because I have 2 finals tomorrow, and then, you know, life is just crazy. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm studying, but I thought I would update you on what I have started and what I've finished. So far for the first week of Reindeer Readathon, I finished Breakfast of Champions by Vonnegut, which I used for the Rudolph prompt of reading a standalone, and I also used for the bonus prompt of Christmas carols because I listened to it as an audiobook. I've started The Way of Kings, which I might use for Dasher, I think is the one that's like a book with a travel element. I haven't decided. I might just read The Alchemist and say that fits that prompt, but I'm waiting to get an ebook of that because I wanted to pair that with the bonus prompt of reading an ebook. I don't remember what that's called, but Akamath I'm using for the prompt Blitzen, which is to let like a random generator or randomly pick a book. And I'm also using that for the bonus prompt of Christmas Star, which is to read a book with more than 500 pages, because I think it's like 600 and something pages. I don't really know, but that's what I'm doing right now. I finished 2 books. The Alice in Wisdom book was for a book by an author you've never read from before. So, because I've never read from Alice in Wisdom before, this was her debut novel. And yeah, that's where I'm at. I'll update you again if I have an update, but again, I really don't think I will. So I might just be signing off here. If you enjoyed this vlog, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more videos from me, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel because I post 2 videos every single week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!